Hello, it's been a while. I wanted to showcase my attacks for this year's 2025 ArtFight and talk about a little bit of my experience. To those who don't know, ArtFight is a yearly summer art trade event with points and teams. I'm not the best at explaining, so if you want to know more, I highly suggest checking out ArtFight's official website or channel. Or check out other artists on YouTube who've been sharing their ArtFight experience. Now don't mind me as I just yap about whatever I did during this art fight, which was procrastinate. But mostly I try to use art fight as my chance to practice my skills and figure out what type of style I want to use, because I'm very consistent and I don't have a consistency. I'm inconsistent. Inconsistent is my consistency, I guess? I mean, you've seen my posting, I barely post a year. Anyways, but I just wanted to show a little bit of what I did and kind of how I mentally go through ArtFight. So this is my 7th year joining ArtFight, and up until now, I mostly attacked back who attacked me. It was easier for me to figure out what characters to draw, but I eventually found more characters I liked, and just kept saving more and more. So that's mostly where I get my hit list. So last year, Scotchpecan drew me, as you saw at the beginning, and I wanted to make a little revenge for this year. I wanted to warm up with something small and quick, but enough time to experiment with my brushes. I have way too many brushes and I never know which one to use for a certain style, and sometimes I just like changing it up. One of my biggest reasons for always joining ArtFight is to experiment. I always want to experiment brushes, color, styling, drawing styles, even the composition. I like to say that this year's batch I really try to stay in one style I've been drawing in so far, but I do like to change it up, which I might change it again. So I consider myself more of a hobbyist than an artist. I typically try to use this time to practice and hone my skills. I rather consider myself a aspiring doodler, so please do not take any of my art advice from this point on. I warn you, I am not a professional, and I'm still learning the basics because I skip them and I rather just draw and learn. I don't know. Sometimes I will attack people from a previous year, but I've been trying to go through my long list of designs that I really like to draw. Some of them have been 3 years in the making of me wanting to draw them. But I'm a very slow drawer, and that is something I'm trying to work on. So this year I drew a lot more mutuals than I usually do, and this time I was drawing for Moonflower, which I think I've drawn almost every single year. This year's attacks I utilize Pinterest a lot for finding references, such as full body poses, so the little doodles or practice on the side to find a pose was mostly references from Pinterest. I highly recommend using Pinterest for pose, just for practice. Again, don't quote me. I'm a sucker for cute characters, and this character had such an adorable face. I love cats, and I have way too many cat characters. I have 12, as you will see, and I just wanted to draw her in this really fun pose. A lot of the work that I try to do is capturing the personality of their character. So for this description, Moonflower wrote that Tsukiko is an orphan who doesn't remember much of her life before being adopted, other than the night she was attacked with her mother. She's upbeat and tries to stay positive, but unfortunately she does let her negative thoughts get the better of her. For attack 3, I don't have a process shown because I was on vacation and I decided to buy Posca paint markers. I just always wanted to use Posca paint markers, so I had an urge to buy them. So Tima is a close species that I am in that are called fairy vials, and their traits are usually showing glass or transparent vials holding a certain items or terrarium, almost like a terrarium. And for this character, in their vial, they have tamari balls. And I wanted to convey their personality in this cute composition as if they were inside a tamari ball. I don't know why, but I love making compositions where a character is inside a small place and sometimes even in the thing that they might be designed after. I don't know how to explain it. There might be something artistic reason called for it. I don't know. Composition. That's it. So in my fourth attack, I put a lot more time and effort in because I just really like the design. Because look, she's so pretty. So Lumine is NoctiSketch's OC, and it's also a species, but they're called Constellangels. What really motivated me to draw her was her ballerina aesthetic, and I liked looking on Pinterest for interesting compositions to practice body shape and movement. Although she's sitting, I don't know. It was a ballerina. In comparison to my typical quote-unquote style, I am very precise and particular with my lining, but in this instance, I wanted to practice being more loose, more quick lines than just precision and lines connecting exactly. It might be because I'm a left brainer, but I was really happy that I let myself not be constrained by line art and perfectionism. I also used a lot of glow color dodge effect because I don't know color theory and shading. A lot of times I try to use Gaussian blur for the effect, so I think after seeing a reel or some sort of tutorial where if you have a white background, sometimes it's nicer if you just copy your character and make it a little shown in the background. I don't know, just to make it not look like they're in a blank void, which I typically do. But I like to use this new type of faded composition background. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with this composition and art piece. I think it might be my favorite one I did this year. So this character has been a design that's been in my hit list for a long time. This year, Snow Bunny has also drawn me after I attacked them first. Again, with practicing, I wanted to work on drawing more masculine characters. I usually go for the cute and female ones. So I wanted to see how I could draw Seton as a chibi in this current style. I still think I need to work on it, but I was happy making a quick sketch doodle for Dio. So in this attack, I wanted to draw for my design mama, Pomeranians. Most of their OCs I have been wanting to draw for some time during these past few art fights, and these two really caught my eye because I love the steampunk aesthetic. I really love the steampunk pirate aesthetic, so I wanted to draw them. I also want to draw a lot of their characters because they're very cute. A long time ago, I also randomly doodled a steampunk design, which also had those pilot goggles on their head, so I just really wanted to draw it. As for the pose, I had the inspiration from reading their bio of the friends to lovers to enemies to friends to lovers. I love a doomed romance, or just the way that, I don't know, torturedness. I don't know. When you're a creator, you just somehow have to always torture your characters. But as you can see, I used a lot of references just to get an idea, and then I thought something that was missing was just a little chibi head doodle on the side, because why not? Also, who doesn't love drawing your characters in a fan service way? If I had more time, I would probably draw my characters in fan servicey shoujo anime stuff. Instead, I commission people instead. Because who else is going to be a fan of your characters than you being the #1 fan? As for the final attack, I drew for Prisma Dreams, and this was another fairy vial. They drew my character with their fairy vial, and it was really cute, so I wanted to draw them back, and I always really liked their design. I am a sucker for anything cute, and just I want to squish their face because it's cute. Cute aggression. For this composition, I wanted to utilize a cute pose for capturing her cuteness. I'm just gonna keep saying cute because she's cute. I really liked the strawberry parfait vial bow, so I wanted to also make sure that you could still see it in this image. I had a really tough time drawing her poppy candy doggy, so I eventually decided I'm just gonna draw his head. I also wanted to kind of practice almost making a sticker out of it, so that's why it has a black outline sort of aesthetic where I could move either pieces, just so that, I don't know, maybe one day I'll make stickers, who knows. Again, this is all for practice, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please take all my art notes, art tips as caveats. I am not a professional. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I know it took a while, even though it's been a month, and it will probably be another month or so until I make another video. I hope you liked listening to this video, and if you did, leave a like, comment what you think. If I was awkward enough, I don't know. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Until next time. Bye bye. If you stayed this long, there's going to be a lot more that I have planned, but it's gonna take a while, so hope you stick around. There's a lot more stories about to be told. Until then, bye-bye.